I want to talk about AWP's skills as divers and the brand and the motive behind it. And this apparent no competition clause. Are they frauds? Have they been exposed? Most will obviously know, but in case you were living under a rock, Jared from the YouTube team AWP has been indicted on 2 counts of or of a child. A phrase, a word apparently, that I can't even say on YouTube because YouTube will freak out. It's in Utah. A statute of limitations has been lifted or changed and historical criminal cases can now be prosecuted. I talked about this before in a video on Don Wells and his sisters. It's a very similar situation really, and I think also this is a sign that old Donny might have trouble coming soon there. AWP have a huge platform, over 2.5 million subscribers on YouTube. They have cult-like fans, and all big channels do really, but they're huge. I talked about before how I was a fan. I am a fan of their work. I'm not a fangirl of the brand, I'm a fan of their work. They have found over 26 missing people now, so how can you not be? We need people finding missing persons, and I'm all for that. But there was huge red flags in the Kylie Rodney case. That's a case in case you've been living under an even bigger rock. Kylie was a 16-year-old girl who drove her car into the lake after a night out partying. Happens a lot more than you might think. AWP found Kylie very fast and the police should have found her, but they found her. It's not the usual type of case AWP does, or the following one they did after that, which was also an accident by the way. It was way out of the norm for them to cover current cases, and fair play to them for finding her. But what they did the minute they came up out of the water after finding Kylie was very dangerous. They helped set a false narrative. Kylie's mom found out she was found from social media. All this was way out of character for them. They used clickbait thumbnails in one and the next case. Fueled rumours, incited a mob after Kylie's friends and family. Doug was up on panels saying, oh, if they rule this an accident, obviously no one will believe it. Just completely stepped over a line for me. Given the huge reach and platform they have, that comes with responsibility. And I talked about this in a past video. I wasn't bashing AWP as some people picked it up. It was much more of a constructive criticism for someone I really like. But people didn't like to hear about it. Most people hated that video. That video, along with the Kylie Rodney video, are, according to YouTube analytics, the worst videos I ever made. Lose subs, people click off fast, YouTube thinks I'm gone mad, and it buries the video. But I knew what a large percentage of the reaction was going to be to these videos, but I did them anyway because I felt it was the truth, and I still stand over everything I said. I made a community post about Jared the other day, and since then a lot has happened. People with integrity have resigned from AWP. I think it was their new video guy. Doug has come out and made a statement. I am convinced people fancy the pants off Doug, so sometimes they just give him a pass. They get lost in his fantastic beard. They make excuses for him because they fancy him. He was stoned off his tits in this video. He started with me, I. What about the victims, Doug? I didn't get lost in his beard, despite Doug holding it upright so we could see it, so he could fit it all in. I did not see what most people I think seen in this video. But Doug is playing stupid here, folks. He knew full well what was going on. He knew Jared was having meetings on this. And Jared has said in emails that the whole office knew about this 9 months ago. And to be fair to Doug, I think possibly what he was told was that the age gap was a lot closer. He didn't realise the extent of it. But why didn't he call her? If you knew about this and you knew what was going on and you're all about the victims, why didn't you pick up the phone and have a 2-minute conversation? Just say, hey, look, I'm in a business, I'm in a partnership with this guy. I need to know your side of the story because I take this stuff very seriously, because I have a code, as you said. So why didn't you call and ask? Why didn't you reach out? Doug knew. I think the emails that were leaked were disgusting and says a lot about Jared as a person. I am sickened by some of those emails. He is victim blaming, he is gaslighting, big time. It's horrible, and I know from others, as expected, if it's a massive trigger for people who are victims or survivors of abuse like this, because they know, they see right through these words, they know what he's trying to do. People out there are trying to defend him because they're fans of his work. It's not his work. You're a fangirl. You're a fangirl of the brand. There's no excuse for this. And despite what I also said in that community post about me hoping that AWP continues without nasty people, I've changed my mind on that. It's a brand, and you can support AWP, the brand, without supporting Jared directly. If you support a brand, you are now contributing to his legal costs. I hope Doug can leave and maybe find some good people and start another one. But before I get into that, let's look at AWP as a brand. What are they? It's just Jared's YouTube. Go back and look at their first videos. He's finding frisbees, GoPros, a bowling ball challenge, and like so many true crime channels on YouTube that you probably know, that channel didn't start out where it ended up. Videos on it were getting 5 to 10,000 views, not 5 or 10 million as it is now. And you can see, just go back and look, you can see how the views slowly dragged them to where they are now. They did a few videos on guns, the police were called, getting a bit more dramatic and stepping into true crime. They found 3 cars in a river that got a lot of views, so then they start to double down on the cars. They did videos on murder weapons, and then they did a case that solved a missing person case, and this video blows up. They dip their toes back in their other content, video views way down. They find 2 more, huge views again, and you can kind of see the penny dropping, and slowly but surely we get what we have now. Almost, it is 100% exclusively searching for missing people and trying to help cold cases and families. But what's the motive here? Did they wake up one day and say, I want to help find missing people and help their families? Or was the motive money and views and to be a YouTuber? Like, what do you think just looking at their channel? What does it look like? And you might have to do a bit of scrolling because YouTube makes it hard now to go back. You can't filter by oldest date anymore. You have to scroll way back. So go back and have a look. I knew this was the case, but I didn't care. I want these missing people found. I have given money to AWP myself. They have found a lot of missing people. So I'm like, take my money. They got rich, bought new houses. But I'm like, look what they have done. They deserve it. But what's the skills? What are their skills? They can build a YouTube channel for sure. That's one. Are they expert divers, like you might think? Nope. Far from it. Actual experts have been flagging them for a very long time. Jared is self-taught and he has put Doug in serious danger a few times. AF Pennington did a fantastic video on this morning if you want to know more. I'm going to play a small clip from it here because it will give you a really good idea. It's a conversation from people over at Dive Talk. Dive Talk are experts. They are the actual experts. They know what they're talking about. And they're very worried on one of these dives because of the danger that Doug was put in. Doug comes up, you can tell by the way, he's like someone who hasn't done his homework and has been caught in the spot. And I kind of feel for him because it's not his fault. He should have never been put in that position on that dive. And I think they're very kind to him. Again, I think it's someone that just really likes the work they do, really cared about their safety and wanted to help. Doug starts recording the conversation when they say how fantastic he is. I hope it wasn't because of that, and I hope it just was because he was learning something. But here's the clip.
I'm going to ask you these questions because I just have to, right? I mean,
Yeah.
you guys are really some super awesome, good guys. And I know you're open to dive education because you said you are, and that's cool. I love that attitude.
Oh, absolutely. I'm a rookie, you know, I mean, I have over 130 dives in less than a year, but still I'm a rookie.
Do you know what the rule of thirds as it relates to diving is in an open water environment, non-overhead environment? Do you know what that is?
Sort of, yes.
Okay. What that is, just to make sure that you know, is that deepest part of your dive, so going down and getting to the deepest part of your dive, you're going to use at most, especially on a deep dive, 1/3 of your air. Okay?
Mm-hmm.
Do you know at 100 feet how many times faster you were breathing your air than at the surface? Just to help you understand why it was going down so much faster. Do you remember that? Do you remember those rules? And it's okay if the answer is no, because a lot of people do.
Vaguely, yes.
It's up. In the deep class, the one thing we would teach you is when you were at 99 feet, you were at what's called 4 atmospheres underwater, which means you were breathing your air 4 times faster than you would at the surface. But the gas planning, a skill that we learn and certainly would have briefed by a dive instructor, a deep dive instructor that would have allowed you to earn that certification. One thing we would have taught you is, both of you, we would have known before the dive what your surface air consumption rate is, known as your SAC rate.
Right.
Why we want to know that is because we will plan the dive around that surface air consumption rate of the worst breathing diver. 0 circumstances can you ever be alone. 0. There is no, unless you have a solo certification, and I don't even like those, you can't be, because your options are really limited, especially when you have a full face mask on. So I'm bringing out these points, and I'm not going to do this anymore. There's a slew of things that we teach in the dry suit class, much more than how to add air so that the pressure squeeze isn't too great. That's one of, I don't remember, 10 or 15 emergency skills that we teach. That's one of them. Mm-hmm. Full face mask is unbelievably complicated. I don't know if your briefing went beyond what we saw in the video,
right?
But a briefing to this extent, where you're going to be in a form of doubles with a dry suit, with a full face mask on, below 100 feet, would have had to had probably 5 pool sessions, I'm thinking. Yeah, or more. Plus a gradual bring you into that situation. Because, and here's why I'm saying all that, before everybody says that I'm arrogant, because you're amazing.
Oh, he did so
That's
good.
why I'm
I'm
saying all of this, because you, sir, Doug, were amazing. Considering what I will call no formal training in this situation.
This meeting is being recorded.
I don't know. I'm saying all of these things not to criticize you. I'm saying all these things that, hey, you out there, you're no Doug. Like don't even begin to think that you could have handled what he got, either very lucky or he has a presence of mind. But never, ever, ever act like an instructor unless you are one. Because I don't know Jared, but almost not anything he said was right.
We'll link the video to Penny's and the original video down below. If you want to know more, please check it out. But that says a lot to me. Nobody can take away the results AWP got, but I also hope some expert divers can see how well, see the good that some amateurs can do, how much of a difference they can make, how much of a comfortable living they can make. And it is comfortable. AWP earns enough money that could fund at least 5 of these expert teams. But they also have, apparently, AWP has a no competition clause. If you work with AWP and help them out, you cannot go off and start helping out families on your own. Otherwise they'll sue you. I find this to be outrageous. How can you be all about victims and helping families in one hand, and then on the other say, oh, if you try to do it, we're going to sue you? I don't think that type of clause in this situation would stand up in court, and I'd urge people at least to try and break it or question it. Jared can't be following through on that, but I think it does highlight what this is to them. It's a business, it's a franchise. I'm not a fangirl, GURL of AWP. I support anyone who can help find missing people. I hope there's many other groups that are set up. I hope everyone is safe. I hope everyone takes proper lessons, gets the proper certifications, because it's very dangerous stuff. But if they can get results, the internet, myself included, will flock to them. We'll support them. We want more of this. There's loads out there. I don't care about the brand. I will not support Jared, but I will support anyone who can help bring some closure to these families. I think Doug needs to take a step back and be better maybe at taking some feedback. Like, I don't think he's a bad guy, but he's definitely made mistakes here. And I think he is probably in a bit of a legal mess at the moment. I hope he continues away from the brand, sets up a new brand, and maybe like get together with some real experts with real experience. The brand AWP does not matter. Finding missing people does. Let me know your thoughts. Good luck. God bless. I hope everyone has a nice day.